Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Hoping you're having a good Friday. It's a rainy Friday, but good. I wanted to talk today a little bit about what your experience at the Raleigh School of Music will be like. Our mission at the school is cultivating confidence and artistic excellence through music. So, how we do that, one of our biggest avenues for cultivating confidence is the fact that we have a lot of performing opportunities, a lot of ways to get out there and to share our gifts, and really looking for students who are interested in testing yourselves, challenging yourself in that way. We have our special performing classes, and those are for September and for the school year are happening every other week this year. And those are times to come in, even if you don't really know your piece very well, or know a section of a piece, to come in and then to get feedback from other people who are doing the exact same thing as you. Also, we have 3 recitals a year, and our big recital is downtown in June. And it not only is a recital, but a recognition ceremony. We also have a recognition program. And so this is really for students who want to go above and beyond just the normal, just taking lessons. One of the things is that a requirement, and I've noticed that not everybody does this in the area, but our requirement is that we have teachers who went to music school, who went and have a degree in music in their instrument. And a lot of us have masters. And I think that just means the biggest difference is that means that we have a level of we have we have committed a little bit more. We have invested a little bit more into our schooling, and I'm really looking for that type of student as well, someone who is really interested in investing in their future. And not just students, but also their parents as well, because we all know that parents are half of the equation, if not more in the equation. Um, so we have these performing opportunities, a lot of them, every other week, but we and the recitals. But then we also have a competition. And so a little healthy competition is never going to hurt anyone. And we live in a world where there's a competition. It's how are we still okay when we don't win? Because not everybody is a winner. It's actually a beautiful thing to fail. Ed Sheeran says that's how you learn, is through failing, not through winning. And so it's a really good opportunity to fail. You learn so much, and it just is all building to something, to greatness, right? And um so I really think of performing as one of our biggest avenues to growing your confidence. I am not knocking anybody who's taking lessons just for their own enjoyment, but music at its very core is meant to be shared. And so I encourage you, if you haven't shared, to do it, to challenge yourself. We should be challenging ourselves every day. A post I put on social media this week is about bravery. Bravery is not about not being afraid. Bravery is being afraid. So you have to have fear and still doing it anyway. It's going to, that mentality, that way to do things is going to bleed in other areas of your life too. So it really grows you as a person. You start to become more of who you are. But also the beauty of performing, it also gets us in a good mindset because we have to stop relying on other people's opinions of us or how we play. And the more that we get up there and the more that we expose ourselves to other people's opinions, the more we can find ways to soothe ourselves, to be our own fan, to give us the love that we need and that we're looking for from other people. So I really think it helps us become more independent and self-sufficient and more balanced. If you have always been on the fence about performing, adults or students, please reconsider it. Please reconsider it. You need fear. You need to have challenge, right? Life is too short to not challenge ourselves, right? To live in this nice little comfortable world where we don't actually do anything that scares us. No, because then you never fully figure out who you are and what you're capable of, right? Even if you've had a bad experience. And I know I've had a lot of people come in and say that they, in the past, and when, an adult, if they had a bad experience when they were younger, challenge that, right? Challenge those feelings. Feelings come and go. So that is why I think that our school offers some of the best training around here. And that is that we have that performance part. We also have that giving back part, right? Where students can go into retirement homes and different places to go and perform. So not only are you getting out there and getting more confident in what you're doing, but you're also giving to other people. You're also making it their day. So there are so many ways to give back as a musician, and it's not all just performing. Heck, if you are a student who is petrified of performing or giving of yourself in that way, take a baby step. Make yourself go see the recitals, go pass out programs, do something like that so that you can start to make those baby steps forward so that you're still giving back and that you're still a part of this. The students who are consistently coming to our performing group, who are doing the recitals, are, I think, making the most growth in their lessons, right? So it's the mix of all the things, the private lesson. So you're getting all the technique from a teacher that has invested a lot into their own education and trying to understand how to get that sound, how to learn how to read that music, taking that time, but then also coming to the group events, we're starting a performance class. We're going to do like a band class, coming to that. And also our monthly or our every other week class, coming to that and performing, but then also doing the recitals and then also giving back. All of those things together and then included with our recognition ceremony. It is just a wonderful formula. We also love what we're doing. I'm not, one of the things I ask in all of my interviews is that, what is your ideal job? What do you really want to be doing? And I look for teachers who want to be teaching in a music school, who this is their ultimate goal. This is, as musicians, we're always, I don't want to say always, a lot of us piecemeal our careers together. So we should be proof that you can have a career in music. You just have to be creative with it, and you might be doing other things and stuff like that. But I am always looking for teachers who want to be working in this type of setting forever. That and if they want to be doing something else, then I don't hire them, because I want people who love this, who want to be here and to be serving you guys. And that's what it is. It's serving our community. And one of the biggest tenets of this, and this is not everybody's cup of tea, but this is something that you will get special here, is that one of our biggest things is discipline. Discipline's hard, and especially in the age of internet and the age of doing everything. We were stuck inside for so long, and now we have people who are doing different activities on every day of the week. Those students are not going to do the best. The ones who are going to do best are going to focus in on this. Maybe they have one other thing or whatever they do, but they are focused on this, because if they're just, piecemealing, if they're just doing like here and there buffeting it, they will never last, because this takes discipline. In the lesson, they're learning the tools to be able to take home so that they can learn, so that they can grow. The growth happens at home. So that means the investment is not just coming in and paying for the lessons and having the teacher teach you. It's also practicing. You have to practice. You have to. It doesn't work otherwise. You are wasting your money if you are not practicing. And so parents, that's going to mean that you will have to be there reminding your student, because motivation is learned for the most part. Now, there are some anomalies out there, and I've seen it, but for the most part, people have to learn. It is not innate. That is something that you have to learn. And so we do lots of extrinsic motivation, stickers and stuff, and well, try not to do candy, but like other things like that to get young students engaged. And we have a special system that we use for our stickers. I'm sure if you talk to any of our current students, you will find out about it. But The other stuff, the stuff at home, that is the parents. So parents, not only are you paying for lessons, driving your student to lessons and sometimes convocation or performance class and recitals, but then also you have to remind your student to practice. If you are having to remind or have to coax them, that is normal and that is part of this. But the reward is so sweet. And the reward is not the performance. The reward is not the applause. The reward is not any of that. The reward is the discipline that they learn. The reward is that they learn to put focus and energy towards one thing for a certain amount of time, preferably a long amount of time, because I can't tell you how long it took me. I started taking lessons when I was a senior in high school, and I'm a lot older than that. So and I'm still a student of music. It never stops. Isn't it beautiful though to have that one thing that you can go for the entire life? And then if you wind up not liking it, you have given it your all. I think sometimes as a society, we give up way too soon. We are looking for what's easy and comfortable and all of that. No, no, look for what's going to challenge you. Look for what is going to create discipline. Look for where you cannot make any more excuses. So parents, that includes you as well. Don't assume that your student, that your kid is going to be able to do all of this on their own. They are going to need your help. So are you willing to go there? Are you willing to sit with them at their, at the piano when they practice and they don't want to? Are you willing to have that discussion with them if they're like, I don't want to do this today? You have to be the parent and the adult, and you are paying for this. So they need to get that. Sometimes I don't feel like doing anything, right? And sometimes I just have to. And sometimes I wind up just not. Like, there might be times where it's just like you cannot get them to practice. But as long as the trajectory is going up, there might be dips, but as long as it's going up, you are helping your child become more of who they are. Now, that doesn't mean that you're like punishing them all the time. It doesn't mean that. But I think that we give up so easily when things get tough. And this gets tough. I've talked about this in other videos. The more that you get, the better that you get, the harder it gets in some ways. It's not the easier it gets, it's the harder. And I think that is beautiful. That teaches us more of who we are, what we are capable of. It's just like, losing weight. You start to see, oh my gosh, I just lost this. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So it's the same thing with learning music. Oh my gosh, I just learned this piece. I want to keep going. I wonder how far I could get. I wonder if I could be playing whatever, Beethoven, Bach, anything like that. Yeah, I wonder if I could be, hold a concert. I wonder if I could go and for this audition. I wonder if I could get the lead. I wonder if, there's so many what ifs, but if you never allow yourself and you don't afford your child that opportunity to really focus, and that means you're going to have to be on them, then it's not going to work. This is not a crowd pleaser. I am not looking for every student, right? And there is beauty in the other type of student, the dabbler, the person who is just wanting to try it out. There is nothing wrong with that. But I will say the student who does best here is the student and the parents who are ready to go for it, who are listening to their teachers, to not come in with any preconceived idea. I guess you can come in with a preconceived idea, but your teacher is going to challenge you because your teacher has the training and the know-how to know what it's going to take, right? But don't let your teacher tell you you can't do something. Don't ever let that. If your teacher says you can't do something, challenge that. Use that as fuel. Gary Vee says always he loves negativity. He loves when he fails because it just fuels him. I want it to fuel you, right? And our teachers are trained to not do that. We really focus in on that rapport, on that relationship, and that we believe that anybody can do anything they want to. It's just, are you willing to give it the time that it needs? And for every person, it's going to be different. I've had lots of questions. How long is this going to take? Blah, 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 blah. It's different for every single person. And the only way you'll know is if you try it. The only way you'll know is if you jump in full force. We had a family come in a few years ago, and the dad had played instruments as a kid. And he said, you know what, for this school year, I'm going to have you both in music lessons. You pick the instrument and I want you to commit for that school year. And after that school year, if you don't like it, then you can leave. And guess what? Both of those people were invited to our advanced class by the end of the year because they were doing so well. So if they can do it, not knowing that, anything, then you can do it. So look at, are you willing? The secret is, versus the good to great, are you willing to try, to really try, not put one foot in and one foot out, but to really try and to really sit with the foundational stuff, right? We want to gloss over music reading. We want to gloss over all these technique things that take time, right? No, you got to trust that we know what we're talking about. All of us teachers have been here. We're performing, we're doing all these different things. We have gone through it. We allow us to use our expertise and our knowledge and all this stuff to teach you. So sometimes, parents again have ideas of what they want. Please listen to your teacher. We are not here to stray you to point you in the wrong direction. We want the same thing for you, and we want the same thing for your child. We think your child can go as far as you want to, as far as they want. Isn't that crazy to think that you, someone who probably is not thinking about being a performer, is probably not thinking about making this a profession, you could very easily. Because who said you can't? If somebody back in grade school, somebody back, when you're younger said you couldn't sing or whatever, don't you want to use that as fuel to your fire? Don't let anybody tell you you can never do anything. And that is why that is why we are good fits for students who are ready to jump in, who are really ready to jump in. Are you ready to jump in? Not one of those things that, oh, I'll try it for a little while. Are you ready to jump in for the school year? The entire school year, September through May. Are you ready? Because you will see after that year what you are capable of doing. You will see. And it's a beautiful thing to see that confidence, I always tell you guys, what I love about recitals is not the playing, it's not the clapping. It's when the clapping is stopped, the student has come off the stage or has gone off or going off the stage. And you can just tell it's like they're trying not to show it, but they got this. I just did this. Look, I just did this. And they're not, and then that's not to anybody else. That's to themselves. They're actually trying to hide it from anybody else. We have to be cool, right? We have to hide that stuff. But I love that moment because that moment has nothing to do with other people, has nothing to do with whether they liked it or not. It has everything to do with how you liked what you did and how you overcame that fear of being up in front of people. And the more that you do it, the easier it gets in certain ways, that you get more accustomed to being up there. You're able to drown out other things a little bit more, but maybe the breath gets a little bit harder. Maybe so there's a trade-off, but it's still beautiful. And we cannot go our entire lives living comfortably. No more of that. No more being distracted. No more of internet. No more trying to do everything. Focus on this. Let this be the priority for at least a while. Let this be the priority. And of course, if you're in school, let school be a priority or let work be a priority, but let this be a priority. Don't let this be so low on the list, right? Because this music lessons being a priority means that you are making yourself a priority. And even for students who don't really know what they're getting into, they don't really know that they have to practice. Parents, you are making them a priority. You're making your student a priority by sitting with them. And I know there's an argument, oh, I don't want to make somebody do something. When you're a kid, you have no idea what you're in for most of the time. You just don't. You don't have that life experience. You don't have that knowledge. You are the parent putting those boundaries in place. You're investing in this. They have got to invest. And so that it's going to feel a little bit like a tug of war sometimes, hopefully not all the time. And again, trajectory is going up. So we hope that the times that you're having those discussions are less and less, right? But you will only know if you give it your all. This is life. This is what this is all about. Oh, thank you for listening to my soapbox today. I will talk to you soon. Oh, by the way, like I said, school year registration is open. Please reach out to us if you're interested. Yeah. And also summer registration is ending July 31st. So if you want to get in this summer and dabble a little bit before we get into our school semester, reach out, RaleighSchoolMusic.com. All right. See you later. Bye.